Hi. Okay, wait. There's like a delay in my thing. Normally, I take longer to start stream, but hi. That's awesome. Do you have a preference? I mean, I guess more important that you go to an interview before you kind of make that decision, but curious. Curious. That's awesome. What are we catching? I didn't even look. Vanillite. All right. Gotta show y'all the nails. Or the nails. They're slightly different on each hand, but the nails. The nails. Going blue this time. Blue. Got my toenails did too. She did silver. I said blue, but then I was like, it's whatever. Woo! We both caught the Pokemon. Hi Barney! How are you? On an 8-4. Ooh. Ooh. Reviews are horrible. Thank you, thank you. Fresh and clean. Also, it's my Gone You Eating a Donut shirt, y'all. I haven't worn this in a while. Kind of ginormo on me now, but she's also back there. There she is. That's like a little print, but nice. Thank you, thank you. They're not like wildly overgrown and torn up because I've been ripping them apart. And they're not done in relation to like the worst trip of my life. So really start the game in the background. So far. Did I add that part? I shouldn't add that part. All right. Let's put our... My nails are horrible. In what way? Fun fact, I used to bite my nails like crazy bad. And actually, I probably still would if I didn't get them done. Like, I still kind of try to sometimes. But I can't. Lucky nail biter. I used to be so bad. I had the tiniest nails. I would like bite them till I was bleeding all the time. Like these are long because I get them done long. But they were like nubbins, like well before where that tip of my finger is. Like half the length of like, see how far back these go on my nail? Like half the length from the tip of my finger. That's how bad I'd bite them. And then when did I start? In college, late college, I really wanted nice nails. So I actually tried really hard to grow them out. And I kind of did. And I kind of took care of them. But then like occasionally I would mess up and then there'd be like one nail that was like messed up. And then it would freak me out and I'd want to mess them all up. It's pretty bad. Now that I actually get them done, like there's not much I could like still bite these, but it would take a lot of effort. Whereas a natural nail doesn't really take that much effort. It's pretty easy to bite them. But anyway, there y'all go. The story of my nails. I don't think I have any pictures of my nails from back then, probably. Because why would I? But anyway, the nails. Thank you, thank you. They're a little different on each hand, but quit biting for good during college. Did someone hate me biting my nails? Just made me want to bite more. No. Something good my boyfriend did do, or my ex now did do is, so I can't really bite my nails now. Like I said, like they'll still end up near my mouth. Well, not right now. I just got them done. I gotta. But especially when they were like literally just a couple days ago, literally falling apart, pieces of poo, they were more likely to find their way near my mouth for me to bite. Not really bite. I don't know what to call it because I wasn't really biting them when they're done, but But I will actually pick my skin. You know, you're gonna get the skin hangies. I'll bite my skin, and my ex now would actually like, hey, at me, and you know, that was actually a really nice thing because I don't like when I do that. It's like subconscious. Like there's some consciousness to it. It's not completely like an unconscious thing. Obviously, I won't do it in my sleep, but I don't really mean to. Sometimes there is really a piece of skin hanging that like bothers me, but sometimes I'll just like pick. Anyway, there y'all go. May or may not have listened when it came to pulling 4 stars. Does that mean you stopped pulling 4 stars? I'm Manex. Did you pull a 5-star? Wait, stop. All I wanted was R5 Sheepos. Got it. Ended with R4 Calamity. Ah. Manex! What? Tried to pull for a second. It didn't happen. Luckily, I was actually pulling for Skirk's weapon and got a few Sheephoses in that. I didn't max it out, but I did get a few copies. Since I don't know when the Sheephos will be rebannered, because it feels like one of the least bannered 4 stars, considering I didn't have one. And like most of the time, I have every other 4-star weapon. Well, now I have them all, but I had every other 4-star weapon. For some reason, I don't pull on the weapon banners that often. Or it's just been always on banners I haven't pulled on, but I maybe should max it out right now, but nah. Rolling for 4 stars sucks, y'all. That's why I have a C1 Yoimiya. Not that Yoimiya isn't a good character, but I don't really use her, you know? Because back in the day, I was rolling for Sayu. It'd be like that. Sheephos is so broken, so they won't run it very often. Is that how it goes? That does feel like how it goes. But it is, y'all. Tell it to stop. That's why R5 is insanely good on Kazuha. Oh, the Sheephos is... The Sheephos isn't better than his weapon, though, is it? His, oh my gosh, what's that weapon called? Which I don't have, actually. I run the Iron Blade on him right now, I think. I don't know. Did I give the Sheephos to anyone? I don't know. Even 1 copy of Sheephos is crazy. We have to go back in the game and look at it again. Y'all have been talking about it, and I didn't even know I was missing out on it. Can y'all tell I don't pay enough attention to things as I probably should. Not the I finally got R5 Sheepos. Man X. Help. Sheephos makes him a battery just because of the sword. Kazuha's weapon is technically better, but Sheephos is insane. I don't have, to be fair, I don't have his weapon. So I could switch to the Sheephos. I didn't give the Sheephos to anyone else, did I? Oh, wait. That's what I gave to Kuki, isn't it? We're about to go look. Let's do our affirmation. We're about to go look. Just threw my remote for the lights at me. It's starting to get into the part of the year where it's so bright out still at 7:30 at night that I actually brighten my ring light to like kind of bring more light here versus coming from outside my window. Anyway, Kazuha comes with a super sick battery with Sheephos, as does Kuki. I feel like my Kazuha is already doing a pretty good job generating particles as he is. It's, at least for himself, he definitely always has energy right now. Even with his, I gave him like the Iron Blade or something or other. All right, let's Let's do it. We're gonna do a girls support girls one again. Ride the energy of your own unique spirit. Gabrielle Roth. There you go. It's me. I'm a unique spirit. I need Maddie to be here because I need to hear her react to my mom asking me if I was seeing someone already. Oh wait, I don't know if I think only Computed Fungus was here when I said that yesterday. Which, hi Computed Fungus! I will not bite my nails, so I will try not to. I still, when I go to pick at things, do think about my ex telling me to stop. Because to be fair, I don't mean to, you know. So, try to be more mindful. And like I said, I had a good phase in college where I didn't have my nails done, and I actually did like grow my nails out. There is a little bug in here. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it. Look out. What would possess your mom to think that? Yes, I don't know. Oh, yeah, you weren't here yesterday, Kevin, when I said it. So I hung out with Maddie the other day. We went, saw her parents, and long story short, Maddie's brother is like probably about to go through a divorce. But her mom was just like so blasé. She was like, yeah, he's probably got another girl or two lined up on the side. I'm like, what? She's like, that's how men work, you know? Like, is that how men work? What? And then yesterday, my mom looks at me and she goes, you seeing someone? Like, listen, y'all. It's not even been 2 weeks, right? Because, wait. It's not even been 2 weeks. It had been a week and a half. What do you mean, Mom? I don't know why she asked that. What do you mean, Mom? Who would I be seeing? You know what I've been doing in the past week and a half? Going through cycles of crying and then trying to pull myself together and crying. Okay, I've actually done a good job of not crying that much, but there's a lot of like, just like sad things, you know, about a breakup. I mean, I've read y'all the little journal entries and stuff I've had. Like, you know, there's a lot of emotions to work through. So I'm not even back like looking. Am I technically on the market? I guess, but like I'm not. I think that I will eventually get back on dating apps. I only use one. I'm not even there yet. Let's be honest. It's probably going to be at least a month. Let's be real. I still haven't replaced my Facebook picture, which, mind you all, or my Instagram picture, if you all have seen that, which, mind you, it doesn't really feature him, but he is kind of in it because it's a picture of me, like, with my hand back, looking toward the camera, and he's the one holding my hand. And I need to replace that. I need Maddie. Well, I told this to Maddie. I think I told you all of this. She could link sub to the stream to see the painting. So the funny thing is, you missed me say this too, because I think I said this yesterday, but the funny thing is, I posted that on Instagram and like, you know, shared it on my social media and stuff, right? And my dad was like one of the first people to like it. And I was surprised because like my dad is like practically anti-emotion, practically. Like he's not an empathetic man. He very much is not there for like emotional things, I guess. So like when I posted that, y'all were here for me to make up that banger, like to write up that banger of a caption, right? And so when he liked it, I was surprised because like, I don't know, it was just a very emotional post, right? And then yesterday he was like, that what did he say? That picture you posted. And I said, oh, my painting. He said, oh, painting. Like he didn't know it was a painting. I don't know what he thought it was. There's no way he thought it was like a picture. So I don't know what he thought it was. A sculpture? I don't know. And then if he didn't know it was a painting, I literally in the text wrote that it was a painting. But I don't know. He didn't talk about the message that I wrote, but I don't know. It's very strange. But hey, in the you caught both Pokemon today, Kevin. The reality is that I or any other person could probably at this point really be dating someone again, right? For the most part, I would think that someone that's in that position is just rebounding. But, you know, everyone lives different lives. So that wouldn't have to be true about someone. But I would think for the most part, if someone was in my position and they were dating again already, it would be rebounding. That or said person really did have someone lined up, you know, in the background. Which would also be kind of weird. I gotta be real with you all. Especially like in the situation as I've described it to y'all, like, and for my mom to think that too, because like she saw him like every other weekend when he was in town, and we'd go to like brunch with my family. Like it was pretty serious, right? So I'm not saying I would normally have someone lined up in the background, but that definitely doesn't seem like doesn't seem like it was a planned, I'm ready to move on with someone else kind of relationship. So, crap. Now I forgot where I was going with that. There was something I was gonna say. Now I forgot. Oh, it was something I said. I wish Maddie were here. Oh, I still haven't updated my like Instagram picture and Facebook picture, right? I told you all he's in it, like his hand's in it because he's holding my hand, but like he's not really in it versus like, I think I told you all, but his Instagram picture was a picture of me and him, right? And I think I through some held back tears told you all that the day I saw that, because I haven't like blocked him on anything like or anything like that. Like it's not that kind of breakup. I'm not in contact with him, but it's not like, you know, not like blocking him or anything. So that day I went to message. Oh, you couldn't have heard this, Kevin, because if you had, I would have mentioned you. But the day I went to message you on Instagram, like the day we were going to meet up, he is still one of my like most recent Instagram messages or whatever, because we would send each other like Instagram memes and stuff. And so when I went to message you, I saw his Instagram message with his picture on it, and he had updated the picture, which totally fair, totally understandable. Like it was a picture of us. Like you can't expect someone to keep that, and that's fine. Oh my gosh, Man X! Where did the alert sound go? Hello? Why didn't the alert play? Oh, you know what? I bet it's waiting for you to, I think it lets you do the thing where you send a message or whatever. But it's waiting for you to do that. Still wish it went off, though. But, so I saw he had changed the picture. And again, like, there it is.
Keep gambling.
No, not keep gambling.
Keep gambling.
Why did it play two? 2 times. Not keep family. What was I saying? Oh my gosh. You know, like there are a lot of things that I logically understand and can be like pragmatic about, and yet still have emotional undercurrents that affect me, right? Like, so obviously he has to change his Instagram picture, right? And I know that has to happen, and he did. And actually, that's not even the saddest part. What like when I noticed it, the saddest part was that he changed his picture to one from the trip without me in it. One that he took on that wedding night. Like, we both had these nice red outfits we got. A picture that he took, and he's always so good about taking like selfie pictures of himself in outfits. I guess I'm not as good at that, like, because I knew he took it on the trip, not because he asked me to take it, but because I think we were going through camera rolls at the end of the trip and I saw it or something. And I guess it just made me really sad that it was that picture, because it was like memorializing this like horrible time for me. Like, that trip was absolute dog water for me. Look how emotional I'm getting. And so the other day I was actually, it is what it is. Like, for him, I'm sure the trip was wonderful, you know? I can't be upset about that. Or rather, I can't be like upset at him for that. I'm just upset, you know? But I was joking with Maddie because at one point I was telling her, like, I'm kind of sad because I'm not gonna have any pictures from that trip, because like for the most part I don't. Like, I have a couple pictures of like cool things I saw, and then otherwise a lot of the pictures I took were of him, right? Like, here's him at the beach, you know, like things like that. And then we had some pictures taken of us, like, as part of like the wedding trip. I'm never gonna get those. There was this cool like ring around the sun, rainbow ring around the sun, which I kept forgetting to take a picture of myself. But there's this big group chat with all the pictures thrown into it I wasn't a part of, so I'm not gonna get those. Like, and like, pragmatically, I probably don't really want any, because like I said, that trip was horrible for me. So like, do I really want pictures of it and stuff? Probably not. But to back to that point, I was joking with Matt. It was like, you know, I don't really have pictures from that trip. I was like, I wish I had a picture of me in my dress from the wedding night and I could go and make it my profile picture. And then I was thinking, I have exactly one picture, and actually I don't even have it myself, because I've actually like archived away all the pictures of me and my ex at this point. I didn't delete them, but they're like archived away, so I don't really have to see them unless I go looking for them. But the wedding day, my mom was like, send me a picture. So I sent her a picture that I took a selfie of me and him, and she's like, well, I want to see your outfit. And so Austin had a picture on his phone of that someone took his phone and took a picture of us together, right? And he sent that to my mom, because he couldn't send it to me because iPhones and Androids or something or other. But my mom has an iPhone, so he could send it to her for some reason. That's how it works. But so my mom has a picture of us from the wedding night. And I was joking with Maddie. I was like, you know what I should do is like remove him from the picture and make that my profile picture. I'm not really gonna do that. In my opinion, that'd be kind of petty. Plus, to be like memorializing that horrible, horrible trip for me, and I don't want that. But here's the funny thing: I don't have like any pictures of me to update my picture to on like Instagram or anything. Like, I just don't take enough pictures of myself. And like, most of my recent pictures were pictures of me and him together. So anyway, there's the long story of I need to change my Instagram picture. Got big feelings, get it. Not only that it's not y'all anymore. A bad time. It was really bad. You know, I, at the time, really tried to act like it wasn't, you know, and not just like act like it wasn't, like fake it till I made it, you know, like, gosh, I'm getting so emotional about this today. What the heck, y'all? Like fake it to like make it kind of attitude where I was like trying to make myself happy by being there in the moment and pretending to be happy, you know. But the whole time it was like watching my future die, you know. There's more of you here now. Let me I'll read y'all the poem I wrote down yesterday and like read on stream. Hold on. Y'all get all of my sad times. Or all my emotional times. Hiplop's still here, by the way. What did I miss? Okay. How rude. No looking at the old pictures. Yeah. I'm not actively doing that, that's for sure. Speaking of pictures that were being slick changing the Discord pic. Listen. We're supposed to notice. We're supposed to just like fly by. Got a pic with me and another woman on a dating app because I think it's flattering enough. Go for it. Like, post a picture of me and him as my updated profile picture. I will not be doing that. I have, like I said, I've archived away all the pictures I have of us. They still exist. And I haven't deleted, like, any Instagram post pictures that featured us. Like, I'm not gonna do that, you know, but suppose I could. I was the one that posted us more than he. I don't know if he ever posted us, frankly. But anyway. Think you look good enough? Or crop him? Like you said, it's no biggie. No. Specifically, the one from the trip. I don't want that. Frankly, I like, part of me just wants to forget that trip. Like, I know that's not really possible. And obviously over time I will not be so stung thinking about it, but right now I just want to like forget that trip. You know? Okay. I read this poem yesterday. Was I here yesterday? Yeah. I read this poem yesterday. But y'all can hear me read it again. But it's like, so I don't think I told more. I don't think I told you all like specifically a lot of specifics of the trip. And frankly, it's probably not necessary, but this poem kind of covers it a little bit. Like, if you knew what happened on the trip, you would know that this is specifically about that. But even without knowing, like, it's also very metaphorically written. So without even knowing specifics, I think it still makes sense, like what's being said in it. So, all right, we'll read this poem and then we'll actually get to the game before we spend all stream crying. We're gonna switch to it just chatting, just crying stream. So this is called 2 Songs Too Late. I wore my best smile in a room not meant for me, dancing in the outer orbit of your galaxy. Laughter spilled like wine from mouths I couldn't reach. And you turned toward the music and away from me. You said this trip was ours, but it was never really mine. Your world poured out in plastic cups, in cheers I couldn't chime. I tried, God, I tried to be the echo to your joy, but I was alone in a crowded room you claimed was shared. I watched you leap, arms thrown to the chorus, feet forgetting my presence. 2 songs passed, 2 chances gone, and still no glance, no hand, no are you okay? So I stepped away, not because I didn't want to stay, but because I finally heard what your silence had to say. You love freely, but not like I do. You stand with people, but don't always choose who. And I am a map of meaning, each step guided by intention, each friend chosen with care, each belief tested against the weight of the world. I am not better than you, but I am not you. And love, real love, asked not for mirrors, but for witnesses. I wanted someone who'd look at me and see, not someone who'd glance and then leave me be. So I left, but I also came home, to myself, to the girl dancing alone, and strong enough to walk away before she became a ghost. You were a promise that couldn't hold, a shoulder that shrugged, a song that faded. And I am still here, feet on the ground, heart in my throat, tears dry but vision clear. 2 songs too late, but not a moment longer. So, there y'all go. Oh! I missed the dust skull. Oh, but Barney got it. It'd be like that. There y'all go. There's my little... I already read that, y'all. But now we get it memorialized twice, so... There y'all go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should read my mom my poetry or the letters in my journal, and she would understand that it's not time for me to be dating yet. I think I've read more or less all of them out loud to you all. There's only one I didn't, but all right. Oh, one more thing. Today I did this research study. There's a bunch of research studies that happen in the area, especially like AFRL is here, the Air Force Research Lab. This is actually done by the Naval Medical. There's like a Naval Medical Research Unit thing at AFRL, but this was done for them. But it was interesting. It was this like VR headset one where I put on a VR headset and then did like some tests and stuff. But let me tell y'all, their headset was so uncomfortable because it was like incredibly heavy. I'm like trying to feel if the dents are still in my head, because it wasn't just the VR headset. They had a bunch of sensors on it to do like all the readings and stuff. And it was so heavy and uncomfortable. But being in that environment reminded me, I have not played my VR headset in over 6 months. I'm pretty sure I should have looked. I should have looked on it when the last time I played was. But it's been like over 6 months. So I played my VR headset. I play Beat Saber on it. Played it again today. And I thought that I was going to be absolutely dog water horrible at it because it's been a long time. And it really wasn't that bad. I mean, it's still like a workout. Don't get me wrong. If you all have ever played Beat Saber, it'll probably get your heart racing. Gets my heart racing and then sweating. I like do it in front of my AC and it's so hot. But I might go back to doing that every day. It's a nice little workout. I feel like my arms are gonna be a little sore tomorrow. But anyway, maybe I'll stream some Beat Saber for you all sometime. I don't know if I'm allowed to. Like, I don't know if that's allowed on Twitch. Or maybe I'll just do it like a dedicated stream to that. And then you all can watch me flail around in my room. Watch videos. And then looked into VR. I know it can get intense. Yeah, there was this girl that I didn't actively watch her. I just like sometimes saw her content come up where she would do like Beat Saber. But whatever version she did was like some like maybe modded experience, and it was like intense. Like for me, it's never quite that. Like it can get really fast and tough to do, moving the arms, but like I feel like hers was like super intense. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like you don't usually have to move your legs too much with like the ones that I do. I know they have like a 360 mode where you can spin around, but like you're still not moving all that much, frankly. And usually I just do the straightforward mode. But even then, like the most you're gonna go and move is like leaning out of the way for like if walls are coming your way, or like ducking down if walls are coming your way. Um, in terms of like actual body movement beyond just using your arms. But anyway, I was performing almost as well as I used to, so that was good enough for me. I SS'd a song I'd never done before today, so pretty good. Please, y'all want to see me Beat Saber? It looks so silly because I don't know how I don't know how it would look connected to the computer. I'd have to figure it out, but I'm just envisioning you all watching me in this room, like in the background, and then just like you all watching my view through the thing, which would probably look bizarrely trippy or something. The girl that I would see her content for had some cool setup where when she videoed it or streamed it or whatever she did, what you saw was just her standing in like the Beat Saber environment. So you didn't have to like watch through her eyes. You were just watching her like slice the Beat Saber things. Like she was in space and you saw her doing that. I don't know how she did that. But I don't know. We'll figure it out someday if I do. Alright, let's switch over. Enough of this. No more tears. No more tears to cry. That would be a neat touch. I don't know how she did it. I bet I could look it up if I dug far enough and figured stuff out, but my Genshin just crashed, y'all. My Genshin. You see this black screen of doom and gloom? It's literally because Genshin just crashed on me. Hello. What happened? Genshin was like so sad. It was crying for me. Appreciate the vulnerable parts of stream. Thank you for sharing, allowing us to be here for you. You know, it should be me thanking you. You have to hear my sadness. Game time, no more crying. If the game will load. I still have to do Skirk story, y'all. I don't know how long that's gonna be. You all are gonna have to suffer through me speed playing it, because me speed playing it is gonna be me power reading the things and then trying to iterate what's happening to you all. That's how this is gonna look. Oh, yeah. All right. Time to look at ManX's R5 Shifo screenshot. Oh, it's not an R5 Shifo screenshot. It's the keep gambling. Go to jail. Go to jail. Oh, we got double rewards. Interesting. Is this in preparation for or not preparation? Is this so that when Mawika and Emily, is that who's next, come out, you can get their materials for them? I cannot believe you have so many calamities, by the way. I think my Shifos, did I actually give it to Kuki? I have to have given it to Kuki, right? Yeah, my Shifos is R3. I missed out on 2 of them. Pretty close, though. Pretty close. Oh, I got my constellation for Sethos yesterday. Ooh. Genshin pay winner. You tell it. Have it on Skirk's story. And I hope it's not very long. No, Marty, I needed you to tell me. I needed. What all do I have? 22. What is 22 hours on it still? Wait. What a weird amount of time. You have until 6 tomorrow. Oh, it lines up with the banner. That's why. I was like, I'm so used to things cutting off at server reset, which is 5 in the morning Eastern. Am I good on everything else? Oh, I also need to do I need to do theater. I need to do what's it called? The Abyss. I do this too. So many things I need to do. Let me do all my daily stuff first. If y'all hear me crying, mind your business. Just kidding. I don't think I'm gonna cry, but my nose is now stuffed from being so emotional. Alright, where are my dailies today? Oh, I wish I'd paid attention when they popped up earlier. I'm usually pretty good if I see the name of the dailies to know where they are. Because I just run the dailies enough and remember their names enough. What is this? Oh, that's where the onslaught is. Did I just like totally? Yeah, I did. Glance over where they were. In more emotional terms, I today was thinking about, oh my gosh, should I contact his mom? So I'd met his family, he's met mine, like, etc., etc. And his mom's so sweet. Like, his family's sweet. Like, you know, I would call his grandma and grandpa, you know. I would call his mom Mama, her name, like, you know, like, and she would check in on me all the time. Shouldn't say all the time, but like pretty frequently, you know. Uh-oh, I said no more tears, and now I'm gonna get emotional. But today I was thinking about like how, you know, like, even though this relationship ended, it's not like anyone's like a bad person here for it ending, you know what I mean? Like, it's not anything like that. And I was thinking about how in high school when I would date a guy, I remember one time my dad like lamenting like when I would get out of a relationship with someone, like lamenting the relationship that my parents lost with his parents. You know, like, I'd be dating someone who would have parents, and then my parents would make friends with said parents, you know? And then when we broke up, my dad at one point told me it's kind of weird when you all break up because, like, then, like, how are we supposed to interact with the parents? And so in thinking about that, I was like, is that kind of how it is right now? Like, for his family? Or even his friends? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I was like, should I, like, write a letter to his mom that's like, thank you for, like, being my mama? You know, my mom away from home kind of deal. But then I was also thinking, like, no, because, like, I don't really want to, like, there really isn't a need to. Well, the conclusion I've come to is there really isn't a need to, because, like, maybe in a situation where for someone who doesn't have a good, strong support network, maybe they need that, you know? But, like, I don't think that's the case for her, or, like, even for him. Like, I don't think there's a need to check in on that because, you know, they don't need that. And so being there and putting that in place is kind of like stirring up these emotions that don't have to be stirred, I guess. You know, if that makes any sense. Like, it might be a feel-good moment, but it also might just be unnecessary kind of tension in a way that doesn't have to be. Anyway, I decided not to. I think probably most people would be like, very good, don't do that. But it's healthy to maintain relationships if they can be salvaged. I think this much about it, it could work. There'd be nothing wrong with letting this man know. Oh, this mom know she was appreciated. I mean, that's true, but like, at the end of the day, I don't, she doesn't need that. She has plenty of support and connections. She doesn't need that. And putting that, I'd kind of be putting her in an awkward place where, like, she clearly has, well, she has to have loyalty and care for her son. And she would be at risk to like, open that door, I guess. Like, at the end of the day, she has to care for her son. I don't mean that, like, she wouldn't unless they had the familial bond. Just that, like, that's just how it's gonna be, you know? I don't know. An example, if, my abusive ex, so, to this day, probably, my dad, if you were to talk to him about my abusive ex, would probably still, to this day, tell you, like, yeah, he was a good enough, or a decent enough guy, you know, and not recognize, like, what a poo-poo fart person he was. And, like, I'm not saying this relationship that I just came out of is abusive and, like that, but, you know, to this day, my dad would say that, right? And if my abusive ex were to, like, somehow maintain that friendship relationship with my father, it would frankly kind of disgust me. Now, again, this is different than that. I'm not really talking about that, but this would be more in the weird category than I think, and the stinging category, I think, than the clearly that person is abusive, that's bad category. Have I done this before? Have I done this? Hello?
Up to the freezer. Yeah. Extinguish.
Have I done this before? I cannot remember this daily. Maybe I have. Not talking about that, but I am directly comparing it. Which part? Anyway, I'm not worried that I'm making, like, a poor decision by doing this, you know. I feel like on the other hand, I would be worried. Even if I went through, I think I'd still be worried. Even if people told me I was fine, I think I'd still be worried in the opposite case. Whereas now I feel quite resolute and fine with my decision. This is in a similar sense. I don't know if I've talked about this on stream, but, like, even just, like, maintaining friendship with my ex, like, I guess it'd be fine. I'm not saying, like, I'd be against it, but, like, given the nature of the breakup and, like, moving on, like, I don't think I'm going to actively reach out to him and try to maintain a friendship. If he were to do that, I probably would. But I guess in some sense, I'm putting our recovery and separation up front myself, you know? If he were to, I guess, shut that down in a way, I'd probably be okay with that. I don't know. Part of me might be saying that because, in essence, I'm the one that did the breakup. I don't know. Not comparing situations. They're okay, but they're different. But there's like some similarities. When it wouldn't be close, and the right to stay in contact, you did. I guess that's fair, but like, she and he have their own priorities, and I do too. And the maintenance of that relationship isn't really important in the grand scheme of our lives moving forward. Whereas, like, I think that the relationship with his mom is more important. And obviously, I don't think that would crumble because of this. But I think that would be putting an unnecessary strain on it. Like, me reaching out would be essentially me reaching out as someone in need of that. Like, me needing that. Right? And maybe in some alternate universe, maybe I would need that. Right? But I don't. And so I don't think I need to put that kind of pressure there. That doesn't need to be there. All right, daily's done. Let's take care of the event things. We get talent books or weapon ascension materials. I don't think I'm working on any weapons right now, so I should probably do talent books. Although I don't know whose talents I need to work on. That I need talent books for. Let's see. I guess I could work on these. Since I can't actually craft any of these. We'll go get these. And then the rest of my resin, I don't know what I'll do with it. Weekly boss fights. Maybe I'll start on weekly boss fights. Since I always seem to put those off till the last minute. There's like one little like fruit fly or something in here. And if you all see me kill it, don't worry about it. Oh, they actually have all of them available? That's right, I forgot. During this event, you actually can access all of them. That's fine. We'll just focus on this one. Know the feeling. Wait, know the feeling of what? Look at Genshin. Oh, I was lagging for a second. Hi, MC. Been lurking, not really sure what's going on. Going through some stuff. Just want to give much love. Aw, thank you. Oh, yeah. I just went through a breakup with someone I've been with for almost a year. But I'm hanging in there. Start yourself with positive people. Sure, things will get better. They will. They will. It's just gonna hurt for a while. As much as I want to like out logic that and be like, I know this is for the best. There will be times where I'll just have to feel it. The fruit fly. Oh, killing it. Can't stand them. Make me so mad. But thank you. I hope everyone's going through a good time. And I know that's not always the case, but, you know. I've probably told you all this once, but much to the chagrin of my therapist, when I once told her this, if I could, like, make everyone in the world happy, and then, like, I was the only one, like, if the trade-off was that I would just be sad and suffering, but everyone else would be happy, I would do it. It's not how it works, by the way. There's nothing that would do that,
An
but
important part of cooking is making sure the ingredients absorb the flavor.
the world doesn't work like that.
To that end, a
Better than
chef
finding out years later and realizing you wasted
same
your
level of
time.
precision as a servant.
Yeah, that's what everyone says, you know. And honestly, I don't know if I've told you all this, but honestly, I feel like I was pushing this point more recently to get to the point of figuring out that, because I am looking to buy a house that I want to move into next year, like start of the year, like January. I want to move into a new house, and he was going to be part of that future. But I knew if I had any of these reservations, like, we needed to work through them before that, you know. And I guess that's kind of something that I hope I do at a very major milestone, right? Or hopefully anyone does at any major milestone, because, you know, I think those are good times to get that perspective before you take a big plunge that you didn't think about. So, no, it's my good time. This face. You know, I'll get there. The reality is, it's gonna continue to sting right now. It is what it is. You gotta feel your feels. You can't not feel your feels. But then you'll get through it. We get to double 3 times, right? What does her burst button do when she's already attacking? Oops, I didn't even use his droplets. Optimist, the glass is half full. Pessimist, the glass is half empty. Realist, glass is filled. Not with pee! No! I'm like trying to think of the last time I had to pee in a cup. We get drug tested at my job, but I don't think I've been drug tested since I got the job. Although sometimes doctors do ask for your, like, pee samples. So I feel like at some point I went to the doctor and had to give a pee sample and had to pee in a cup. Yup. I hate doing that, y'all. You can smile through it. You can live through it. What if I was frowning continuously since the event? Would that mean it's over?
Melusines are beautiful creatures.
I'm eating it in reference to the cup. Do you mean the cup, computer fungus? Don't do that. Aluxio. Aluxio. No. Me, like, pausing the game for a second. Like, don't do that. You will lose your rewards. You're right, game. I won't do that. I think what ends up being good for me in all of this is like I said, my journaling. I honestly, throughout my life, I probably should have been journaling more, especially when I had feelings to work through, because I think there's a lot that I can remember and learn in my journal entries. And a lot of meaning that I can put in them that I think is like well worked through in terms of like writing things down and like feeling them in that sense. Like, I think I've told you all, but there's like a letter to my ex in here, like about what happened, right? I'm not gonna send that. I didn't write that as like an intent to send. It was more like, you know, a way to kind of get closure within myself to work through what happened, right? And then there's like, you know, I've read you all this one, but a letter to the future that will not be, right? Like there's oh, you got a shiny one, Kevin. You're catching them all today. Like there's no future that will never be that is literally gonna get this letter from me, right? But still writing it down and like feeling through it was a good thing for me. I think there's one other letter in here. Oh, right. And then the letter to the one who will truly walk beside me. In the future, I may actually let like a future partner hear this. But it wasn't written with like that intent. It wasn't written like for my future partner to actually hear it. It was more like an exercise of like working through and recognizing like how I'm feeling, what I'm feeling. How can I put that into words, you know? So I think that's, if I were to do anything, it might end up in the journal. If that makes any sense. The third of the day, I passed my exam. Just my lucky day. I know, what the heck? You're on a roll today. Like butter, you're on a roll. I do love buttered bread, y'all. I just really like bread. What did I say I was gonna do? Boss fights. Let's do a few of my boss fights. Why did I open this? We'll work backwards. So I like, typically when I do the weekly boss fights, I work from the first boss fight, like forward. So I do my my Storm Terror fight. But those are some of the older fights. That I probably the better way to do this would be to work on the newest stuff first, since I need those drops more, but y'all don't have to watch me use Ganyu to shoot Storm Terror down in a couple of shots.
A little amuse-bouche. West wind, carry me. Surprise bit with the pinnacle of excellence.
Let the mighty be humble. Silence. Settle down.
Off to the freezer.
Should present a united front.
Let's start things. Mine to wield.
Silence.
Oh wait, we can't watch this. I was gonna wait for his skill to come back, but we can't watch that cutscene yet because I still haven't done that. I need to go do that story, y'all, because I have the story from this this patch to get through, as well as that story.
Dance.
Try to remember the steps this time.
Attack the frosting. West wind, carry me.
Oops! I thought I had it memorized. Let the mighty be humbled. Silence! It is time to slay our foes with one almighty
This calls for some
strike!
pomp and ceremony. Good lord, always forgetting your lines.
Settle down.
Our performance has yet to conclude.
I can never, like, I can never get the queen down before I down the king, and then she's going and healing him back up. I feel like I've done that once. Successfully done that once. I got this piece. I apparently have a lot of the other pieces too. Debating if I'm gonna crown Skirk at some point. Maybe. Unsure. Haven't really decided. I have so many triple crowned cryo characters already. Which is why I'm like, should I? But since she's so powerful, probably be a good idea, right? This fight I like to do.
Yeah, let's get this over with. Anytime, any place.
Sometimes I end up having Malika die when I do this, though, because I just don't have a Shalonen's burst ready fast enough. I don't have anything this time around. Hi, Timey River. How are you?
May the Archon protect you.
Bring it.
Be destroyed!
Wrath from the sky.
My fight lagging.
To the wrong master.
I'm alright. I'm hanging in there. I am, in fact, doing a couple of my weekly boss fights now. I'll probably do a couple more. And then I really need to do the Skirk story because I have not done the Skirk story. And I've just been like waiting to do the Skirk story until apparently the last minute is what I'm doing.
Bring it.
Please come back here.
Wrath from the sky.
Me on every event. That was me yesterday. I kid you all not. I was doing the like what's it called event on my phone before bed because I needed to. Skirk ruins this boss. I didn't realize because I wasn't really using her until just then. It turns out I should have been this whole time. Oh my gosh, Timey River, thanks for the follow. Come on, there you go, girlfriend. Thank you.
Hear the echoes of the valley. Surprise baptism.
Oh,
West wind.
I didn't mean to throw Dahlia's, but there's Dahlia's. In case we forgot what his little bubble looked like. Not me failing to get the final hit in. Goodbye, everyone. This is the end.
Release you from your suffering.
I'm very sad. I should have just stayed on Maumika Burst there. Alright, anyway. We made it. Looking through the Filipina tag for Filipina friends. Now I'm here. Hi. I wish I knew Tagalog. Because I do not. I can say, Musna. That's about all I got. I do killy killy. It means armpit. What else? What else? What else? I'll have to think. I'll think. Hold on. Hold on. Salamat! I said this a long time ago, but I want to learn Tagalog to like surprise my mom. I've not done that yet. Learning languages is hard. Even trying to learn languages that are like more widely available for learning is difficult. I feel like for me, my brain does not work. Oh, you don't know what that means? Whew. Sometimes people will come in here and they'll speak Tagalog and I'll be like, man, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. Salamat maids, thank you. Here's a fun one for you all. Mahal Kita means I love you.
Take heart.
There y'all go.
Victory will be ours.
There y'all go.
The pleasure is all mine.
They're in the States. I am in the US. My little North American Genshin account here. Did you type it in chat? Which thing? Salamat? Or Mahal Kita?
Afraid? Or do you not even have the courage to be afraid?
Oh, I love you. I love you too.
With these rising flames,
You're supposed to say, I love me too. Hold on, I got y'all.
with a foe,
I'll teach you a thing or two.
shall rise.
Oh, I didn't mean to Skirk burst. But there's Skirk's burst in case we forgot what Skirk's burst looked like.
West Wind, carry me.
How amusing. Not bad. You've proven to be
I kind of like using Skirk in this fight too because she kind of wrecks Arlecchino pretty badly. Okay, hold on. Well, we can do it during the cutscene. Although, can you trust my spelling? I don't know. Oh, I think I did spell that right.
My blade is all that remains.
All right, girlfriend. Thank you for leaving the safety of my jellyfish back here. We nearly killed. We nearly look at Nervalet's health. I messed that up. Anyway, we healed Nervalet enough for him to not die. Uh-oh, no. I was trying to kill her before she hits the spider phase.
The sun and moon have set. Only ruin remains.
Hold the line.
We struggle in vain.
Alright, there we go. You all are welcome. There's your Tagalog for the day. Follow me for more of the like 3 phrases I know. Just kidding. Wait, we mentioned earlier. Armpit is killy. There you go. I remember that one. Yep. We'll do the narwhal while we're out here. What else? I don't got much. Salamat means thank you. Salamat po. Thank you very much. Man, I can't give y'all lessons if I give them all away up front. Alright. This one I like to run. We like running here.
The Spina's on the case.
With who did I run? Did I stream this fight yesterday? Who do I run here? I can't remember.
Ready to spice things
Learning a
up.
language is definitely difficult. Oh man. I'm incredibly bad for me. Like it's incredibly tough for me. Like I just know like in terms of like all of the skills that I can or can't do, it's a tough one for me. The vocab? Really? What is it for me? What's the worst part? I don't maybe it is that. I just like I feel like my brain just doesn't have as good capacity for it. Maybe it's because like, you know, like how the ground looks with Skirk's like shiny, sparkly shoe boot things. I think it's like, whereas like other things in life, I feel like you can kind of logic them out, maybe. Like math, you might be able to logic out how to solve math problems. I mean, I guess you have to know the bare basic rules, but like, whereas with like language, it's a little more complicated than that. I don't know. That's what it feels like to my brain anyway. Her weapon looks much better on her outfit than the mist splitter. Even though the mist splitter did not look like bad on her. It's just like definitely a difference. Come back here right now, mister. Started Korean a while ago? Really? That's me. And Japanese. Except by saying I'm learning Japanese, I'm using Duolingo, which I don't think is necessarily the best way to learn a language. I feel like it's just like a slow learning thing. I'm hoping that it's like progressing me slowly. But if I wanted to actually be like an active like learner of a language, I would probably go find more immersive language lessons. But I do feel like I'm slowly learning some Japanese vocabulary and stuff. Wow, that was really nice. Use that in Busu. Ooh, I've never heard of Busu. I feel like what I should do is just go to Japan and suffer like learning. Or have like a pen pal. Although I feel like they would know English better than me, so I would struggle much more with that concept. But it's okay. I don't really actively learn Japanese too much. When and going? Ugh, I wish. I don't think I can do any more trips this year. Japan stream? Maybe if I ever go. Which I do plan to at some point, y'all. I don't have an exact time. But probably not this year. This year, I think I'm tapped out on very, very expensive endeavors. Since I want to buy the house. And then, therefore, next year, I think I'm also tapped out. Since I will be buying the house. Hi, Maddie! Oh, man. You missed all the stuff I said earlier. No, the most important one, Maddie. This is the most important one. Are you ready? You know what my mom said to me yesterday? At brunch? My mom looked at me and she said, "Are you seeing anyone?" Mom, what do you mean? It's been like a week and a half. I'm gonna suggest a trip to South Carolina. Wait, for what? You bought a house? No. No, I want to buy a house. I think I will probably go to the bank and figure out how much money I can get in a loan in a couple months. And then look to buy houses then. I already have an idea. I just I don't think the time to actually really look for houses until like October. Hold on, what was I pulling up? Double checking where I am on that. I downloaded the Zillow app a while back. So I wanted to get excited about the prospect of buying houses. And talked to my partner at the time's idea of buying houses. And now that he's no longer in the picture, like, I just haven't gotten the willpower to, like, look again. But, like I said, I don't really need to right now. Found a really nice place on Airbnb. House is 8 to 12. Want to possibly suggest a trip? Okay. I don't really want to spend any more money this year. Asterisks. I could. I just didn't really actively have any plans to. And to be fair, if I was still with my ex, there were trips that I think we were going to take this year anyway, which we obviously are not going to now. My Genshin just free. Okay. All right, it's time. I gotta do this story. Starts in Liwa. We get 8 people, it would only be like 300. It's a huge house right on the lake. Girl, how are you gonna find that many people? You may be very capable of finding that many people. I'm like thinking about myself. And actually I've been thinking about things like that where like there's these like relatively cheap kind of things to do. But they're relatively cheap generally because you have people to do them with. I'm like, I do not have that. With a heated pool, hot tub, and fire pit. Stop. My aching heart. Because you know what my first thought was? Man, my ex would love to go on that. I asked if single. Oh yeah. Just went through a breakup. It'll be 2 weeks since the breakup on Wednesday. Don't worry, I'm okay. We got new voice acting.
He's resting today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
Okay, into the back room we go. Sorry, I hear that. It's okay. You know? Into the back room. Where is this back room? Higher. Hello? Oh, there's literally a door we go in. Alright, doctor. okay though. It, you know, it's good for me. And in theory, good for him too. But the most important thing here, when we're talking about me and moving forward, is it's good for me.
What can I do for you?
Why is she still voiced?
It's the Traveler. She looks absolutely beat these days. She has these huge dark circles around her eyes, like she hasn't slept a wink.
I know we're happy that Paimon's voice has changed.
You have to call her
It's
name
just
first
such a
before
stark
you snap
difference
out
that
of
I'm
it.
still not used
What
to
do you
it.
think it is? Is she sick?
Oh, but
Very
Changshen is
peculiar.
not voiced right
In
now.
all the time we've been acquainted, this is the first time you've come to me with a health complaint. Come, let me.
My
take a
girl
look at
has
you.
been like up and down with like fainting spells and sick and blah 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 blah. Laura, Mark, Mariah, Ali, who will
Okay.
be my friend
Paimon does not like
Shaylon.
that expression, Baiju.
That's almost there.
Is it?
Complexion is
That's
clear,
almost there.
Eyes are clear. Breathing is steady. Pulse is strong.
When I'm freaking out about that number, I'm really just thinking about me and the fact that I couldn't pull that number off.
In theory, your energy level should reflect that. You should be feeling right as rain.
Goodness gracious. Hi, everyone. Including me, that's 8. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, duh. I forgot to count you in that number. They finally changed the voice. They sure did. Yeah. Paimon is now voiced in the new stuff. With the new voice actress. But I think all the old stuff, I don't know if they're going to replace it or if they're just going to keep it and then just note that Karina voiced the old voice lines. Unsure. They probably said something somewhere about it, but anyway.
Hence my concern.
Would you do long distance? My boyfriend that I just got out of the relationship with, or my ex, was kind of long distance. It kind of sucked a little bit. It was only 1 hour. It was only 1 hour, but it kind of did suck. It kind of did suck because we were fighting to see each other as often as we could. Not fighting. We weren't fighting. We were like just working in our lives to do that. And even just the hour difference was pretty tough to do. I think the only other long distance I did before that was my abusive ex. And that was awful. Not because of the long, well, sure the long distance sucked, but because he was abusive. That was awful. My punches. We did not fight each other. My last boyfriend. But we were, even just being an hour apart was really tough to balance. Not Wailord. Oh, I still haven't played with the Wailord thing. How is us being sick gonna roll into Skirk?
Must be a rare condition if not even Baiju and Changsheng have seen it before. Well, all we can do is take their advice. You look like you're about to collapse anyway.
I feel like my girl
Paimon will be right here by your side.
My girl be out here collapsing and sick like every other chapter. Why are we so surprised? There's Skirk! Just kidding, it's me. That sucks. The long distance thing. Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of awful. And like I said, one of the next milestones for me was I was planning to buy a house, and a lot of those conversations involved him because, you know, we if we were going to move forward in life, like, what is that going to look like? We weren't going to long distance forever. And actually, he was going to eventually move here. So it's probably good that we, you know, found we weren't going to work out before that. I think that's kind of what pushed me a little bit to finding that out, because I didn't want him to drop everything to move in with me only to find out it wasn't going to work out, you know? So anyway, there y'all go. A little more. Stay rest. Time to take a nap. They're not even using the pillow. We're gonna enter some dream world or something. I gotta be honest, I don't have no idea. Oh, we did indeed. I have no idea what Skirk's story is gonna entail. I do a good job of not seeing spoilers, just like I do a great job of not seeing leaks. It's called not being online, I guess. Enjoyed this quest. Kind of had to rush just to get the points. Yeah, I feel that. Here we are at the last 21 hours we can do this for this stuff, which I've already maxed my Skirk out. So what do I need all this stuff for? Well, I guess I didn't max her talents, but dang, Wug Trio, no. Weird. Primo. Oh, yeah, true. Primo gems. Do need those. Blacker. Shh. I ain't got time. I ain't got time!
Traveler! Rise and shine. Time to wake up. For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. A cut? What? Did you scratch yourself in your sleep?
Then we find out that the whole bed is covered in like
Wait. Did you have a knife? Okay.
blood from my back being stabbed by a Skirk in my dreams. I don't know if it was Skirk. But we're doing Skirk story, so. Oh, all of that's backstory to say I'm really hoping that I can find someone that maybe isn't quite so long distance. But the reality could be that my life partner could be anywhere, you know? I don't know. I'm not, you know, that's not really an exclusionary thing for me. But the reality is I sure hope they're right here. Turns out they were my neighbor all along. Where do I live? In the great state of Ohio.
In this dream, you were trapped in a weird
Ohio.
thick fog everywhere, and then a spike
Ohio gozaimasu.
Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. But then again, you woke up right where you went to bed. And you were definitely in a deep sleep this morning. Then it's decided. I'm out. Or,
Paimon Smile has a way of putting me at ease. Not me. It's me. I'm the life partner, just not romantically. LOL. Stop. Stop right there. Because you're long distance from me. You stop right there. That's how it goes in life. The state of potatoes. No, that's Idaho. What is Ohio known for? Yo, I don't know. What? I forget Ohio's slogan. Corn. That's all the Midwest, though. Corn. Or chili. No, not Cincinnati. Nasty chili. Yuck. Ugh. Ugh. I can't stand the Cincinnati chili. Heart of it all. Oh, is that our slogan? You know, when you look at the United States, Ohio is like this little pocket on a shirt of a person, you know?
did you just say something?
The flesh remains whole, but the soul is incomplete. Left unresolved. The
It's
mind
true.
will wither away along with it.
Corn? Hell is real. Corn. Grandpa's cheese barn. Corn. That is literally what it is like driving through Ohio on 70. You know, 70 is this big highway that goes along the United States, and you drive along 70 in Ohio, and it's corn. And then you get this sign that says hell is real. Then you get more corn. And then you get it Grandpa's cheese barn. Then you get more corn.
We saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine, right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that.
That's true. Where the heck did you go, girlfriend?
Everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to want me?
An hour drive isn't that bad.
You came here looking for us? And
Where are you, Texas?
Hocus Pocus just now?
Tell me,
71.
what is it that
Is
you
the one
see?
those are on? Oh. Is it really 71? You're right. I forgot. You're right. It's 71. It's the one that goes up and down,
Suppose that's fair.
not the one that goes east and west.
You. I'll take a glass of wine.
Hmm? Oh, of course. Coming right up.
Oh, Georgia.
Make this one in the house. It's not too strong.
10-hour drive would make me cry.
Chef Mao, I'll take
Uh,
fish over here.
Coming right
A
up.
lot of things would make me
I
cry.
knew we'd be this
Honestly, I lived in Wisconsin for a while. Like, I left Ohio.
Someday, what happens to you
I lived in Wisconsin for a while.
I'm not here
And
to
that
try
drive-
to win you over.
That drive is like
The choice is yours. If you want my help, now's the time to speak up.
6,
You have
7
to
hours
my drink.
to get to where I was in Wisconsin. I think. Yeah, and I have never made that drive
Disturbance in the area and
myself.
happened to notice you.
Like,
Part of your
when I
soul is
moved
damaged,
there,
and the wound bears traces
when
of
I
your
moved
physical
there, I
injury.
think my brother
There's
drove
more.
my car
Neither of those things sound good.
with me in it to where I moved to. 'Cause we had the little moving truck, and then my car, and maybe one other vehicle. I can't remember, but and then anytime I came back home, I flew, which the flights are hilarious because you fly from here to Chicago and then Chicago to there. And each jump is literally like a half-hour flight. I think the flight from here to Chicago is a little bit longer, like maybe an hour. But the flight from Chicago to Madison, that's where I was, Madison. Well, Madison area is literally like half hour. It's insane because it's pretty close.
She mentioned an
And
maybe that has something
all right,
to do with what's
abyssal
up there.
disturbance.
And that thing you
Yeah.
said about
So
your
anytime I would come home for the holidays or things like that, I would fly.
definitely something
And
we
then
should
one
discuss
time,
later.
I was there during COVID. One
It's
time,
an interesting one, that's for
I
sure.
actually,
But
we were allowed to work from home.
she doesn't seem
Like,
evil.
the place that I worked was like working in an office. Like, there was no work from home policy. But then COVID happened. So then they let us work from home during COVID. And then for like a brief period, they allowed us to work. Dang, my stream be delayed. She ain't getting those jumps. They let us work from like wherever, so we could go home and see our families and then continue to work from home. Dang,
That's all we know, Miss.
not the delay being that bad.
Can you
And when that happened,
So,
my boyfriend at the time
fog.
actually came with me
I understand.
to
Come find me in the glade.
to stay at my parents' house for like a month.
Oh,
And he drove that trip. I think I might have drove a little bit, maybe. But yeah,
okay.
he more or less drove it.
She disappeared.
Actually, I don't know if I drove any of it because we took his car. And I don't know if I've ever driven his car.
Wait.
So he might have drove it
You
both
overpaid.
ways.
Here's your change.
And he didn't like driving either,
This includes the drink, so it should
which
be
is why I
alright.
told him I would drive some of it, but I think he might have drove it all.
I didn't think you two ordered a drink.
So and then when I moved back here
With us, remember?
to this area,
Brought it out to her
Maddie,
herself.
I did fly Maddie out to me, and she drove my car. back to this area
You sure?
and help me pack up and
could've
stuff.
sworn there were only 2 of you at that
You're
time.
wild to have gotten out of that. I know. I know. I don't know how I like managed to never make that drive from Wisconsin.
Got them seeing things.
But
Saying
yeah.
things. Wait, so
It's funny because when I interned, so
this tall?
I'm in like the Dayton area of Ohio.
She ordered a glass of
When I was in college, I interned at a place in Indiana, in Indianapolis specifically. And I went to college in Columbus. So Columbus to Dayton is like an hour drive. And so I would occasionally make that drive when I was in college to come home. Not often, because I hate driving, but occasionally. And then eventually my brother was in college with me, so he would drive my car for us to go back. So it was like only a few years that I even had a car on campus.
It's like they didn't remember Skirk being there at all.
Wait, it might have literally been 1 year.
Even Paimon was half convinced we hallucinated the
Wait,
whole thing.
no.
But
Because the 1 year that I had my car, I didn't live on campus anymore. My brother was there, so he could drive my car. So I did not ever really drive home much from Columbus, like at all, when I was in college. But then there was a summer, or 2 summers I spent where I worked in Indianapolis. And at least one of those summers, I never did my laundry in Indianapolis.
I'm in
And
my
that-
mum's car.
Ain't no way. That year, I never did my laundry in Indianapolis because I lived in like a sketchy apartment and I didn't want to do my laundry there. So that summer, I made the drive home from Indianapolis like every other weekend. Which, to be fair, the summer is only like 2.5 months. So that was probably 6 drives total, maybe, to do laundry back in this area. But that was a 2-hour drive. Indianapolis was a 2-hour drive. But what I would typically do is I would just drive hella late at night or hella early in the morning to like avoid people on the roads. But yeah, I don't know how I did that. That was kind of wild. I would hate that. No. Although I'm very much the type that just does what I need to do. But anyway.
Let's ride.
Ain't no way. Maddie's out here jump scaring me. Ain't no way. You're wild. Oh, love driving? Gosh. You and Maddie both. Not me. I can't stand driving. Like, if there was absolutely no one on the roads, it was just me, maybe I wouldn't mind so much. But that's still a maybe, because usually I'm driving to go somewhere. So I just want to be at my destination. What kind of car? Back when I was doing all of that, I had my Dodge Avenger. But now I have a Honda. Now I have a Honda Accord. 2-hour round trip. No. From Dayton to Indianapolis was like a 2-hour drive apart. So the round trip for those weekends when I would come and do laundry here was 4 hours. Maddie's always scaring me with these copycat. Could drive here, and then I'll drive the rest of the way for South Carolina. I mean, I would do that. I feel like the longest... Okay, wait. The longest... I'm so sorry. Let's continue the story while I talk.
Water comes
I'm going to go over to the Whaley Plains real quick. I feel like the longest I've ever like driven in like one stretch was we took a spring break trip down to Florida when I was in college, my last year. And I rode in a car there were 3 of us total. So, each direction, I think it was each direction, we split the drive like about in a third. I think they were kind to me and like made me have the least of the third of the trip. But to Florida, specifically where we were going in Florida, I feel like was 10 hours away. No, 12 hours away. So we each drove essentially 4 hours of that ish, something like that. So that's probably the longest like single stretch of driving I've ever done. But there have been a couple times, I think so, to where we were going in Florida. But like I said, we took shifts amongst the three of us. And like I said, I think they were kind to me and gave me the least amount of driving. But the longest I think I've driven like by myself was I drove to Cleveland a couple times to see a friend up there. And well, I say a couple times. I think I only drove it alone once. But that was like a 3.5 hour drive. That was kind of intense for me. Could have been Dodge Twinsies. Yeah, I actually, when I got my car just now, like I've had this car for a little over a year now. When I got this car, I actually went to the Dodge dealership to get rid of my old Dodge and get a new one. Because I was like, I like Dodges well enough. But I went to their used car lot, and I don't think they actually had any Dodges, but they had this Honda Accord with like 7,000 miles on it. And it's a hybrid. So anyway, there y'all go. There's my long story for y'all. What time is it? 9:30. I hope this isn't too long of a story. 4 hours. Charlotte from Georgia for a K-pop concert.
What are all these rift hounds doing here?
New Paimon.
Looks like they're collecting something.
You love driving, but you've only driven 4 hours in one stretch? Time to boost those numbers, buddy. Ah!
Off to the freezer. Animal archive.
Be sanctified.
Pretty long. No, that's incredibly long for me. My brother also likes driving. So whenever we had driving things between me and him, he would drive.
It looks kind of like...
Longest was 12 to 13 in one go. Girlfriend! Ain't no way. Pretty long. You just started driving last year? That's fair.
Yeah. What is going on here?
The story?
The moment they are born, all beings with great power have
All right, calm down.
Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence remains.
Drove to Maryland.
Most common example of that.
Was that really a 12 to 13 hour drive? I didn't realize it was that far.
Deep within the earth, carrying within them a warped will and a dark curse. Together, these remnants form what you...
The Taylor
effect is real.
And it appears that some of those
Ain't
sealed
no
powers
way.
have been removed.
Kevin,
There are
why you gotta
traces of
scare me like that?
moving fast. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Why y'all jump scaring me? I don't even have jump scares enabled on my blurbs, I'm pretty sure.
Not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
I didn't realize Maryland was 12 to 13 hours. Because, like, again, in my head, like, 12 to 13 hours is, like, going from here to, like, the top of Florida, which seems further in my head than Maryland seems, but, you know, distances and all that jazz.
Life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange set of priorities. It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me.
Damn.
They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it. Now, can we please get back on track?
Okay. Where were we? Right. The god remains. So, basically, there's now less of them here than there used to be, right? Isn't that a good thing? In our experience, god remains are 100% bad news.
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing. And it doesn't just... The remains aren't just gone. They were taken. Very clever, traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. Something similar happened in Sumeru. Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts were slaughtered, and a large amount of the god remains buried in the
Probably depends where. One at the far end.
God remains are just one of the targets.
I guess in my brain, I feel like Maryland isn't that big across.
All over this world, including the Stella Fortuna above.
Wait, you mean this?
42 of them have died out in the past few months alone. In
Rough.
Korea, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna. Even should that Yet now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely. And it's not hard to deduce what's happened. Something has been leeching power from this world, like a parasite steals nutrients from a host. This time, it only took a fragment of your soul. But no one knows.
This relationship took a fragment of my soul. All right, y'all. I'm just kidding. It's the time for me to go to bed. We're gonna go to bed early before I even finish the story.
That's not the real concern.
So...
We're going to help each other. You are my ticket.
Well, great! You seem super strong and you know a lot about the...
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis. And I should warn you, getting mixed up with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys.
Dang.
You don't want to be in my debt, trust me. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity.
No sleep for Ty. Get off at 5.
This is a transaction.
Wait.
That's all. You would do
like 5 a.m.? Like 5 a.m.?
Come along.
Yeesh. You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope. Well, whatever. If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve our friendship.
Oh my gosh.
Got it.
Well, you should maybe consider sleeping after that.
Anyway, the important thing
Something to consider.
is of your soul back. So, let's follow her and see what sort of plan.
Into the rift. Okay. Very good. You know what this looks like?
Whoa,
The chasm.
this place is wood.
This is where I live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here. It is. I brought you here because time flows. I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months.
Ajax. Oh, right! That's Child's real name. Yeah, Paimon remembers him mentioning something like... So, a month here is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world?
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that. The thief who stole that fragment of your soul is high. Abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Okay, do you plan to learn? That tracks. All the information you have suggests the abyss is something sinister. And that
And you're saying that's not true?
depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another tool in your arsenal.
Yikes.
I'll respect your opinion though. Just means we have to turn to the second best. A little abyss crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring.
Dang. Can we get this as an equipable item?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Everything they see, think, and feel. Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, I'll have to do the investigating with dream mirroring. Every time you slip into a deep sleep, I'll see with my own eyes whatever scene plays out in your mind. That
Huh. You make it sound so...
We definitely should. Which part? Sleep. Get some sleep. Oh, Get an equipable. They always do this to us, and they come up with these cool little items in these quests, and we never get them. Y'all remember there was this one in Inazuma where we got this cute little mask? Why didn't they give us that? I want that. Give that to my traveler.
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us. To play it safe.
Wait, you're gonna teach her? Does that mean the next time we see Child with...
Do as you want. You're already a pretty good fighter.
Alright, Skirk's gonna teach us to fight.
If you're ready to do this...
It was such a cute little thing.
Time might...
She moves fast.
I feel like there have been like many times where it's like we get something from a quest and we don't actually get that something. Very unfortunate. The one long quest about the lady. Was it that long? My memory is not that great.
The last time something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden Shogun training, right?
Feels like a long time ago. That was literally so long ago.
Seems pretty strong too, though.
That was literally so long ago. Man, when we got trapped in Euthymia and it would like lock up and shackle our powers. That was so long ago, y'all. Okay, we had a little blip. Like 3 years ago. So long ago. Alright, I guess we're Pybo Traveler. Luring it.
Ready?
I guess.
Your training will be split into 3 stages. Tastic will start with blade work. You're no rookie in this. During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot.
You bet. There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching. Oh, and Kazuha, Ayaka.
Not Kazuha!
We've met sword masters like you in every nation we've been through. You sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in handy now.
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. You need to use the human body as an analogy. Your style is your skill. Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If your frame got... You need to do some introspection. Only then will you...
I think Traveler does have her own.
Thoughts and observations
I
along
think the
way.
Traveler does have her own system of fighting.
Is that it?
I feel like her sword fighting sequence is different than everyone else's.
Swoosh, and
I could be
off we
wrong.
tunnel to another place.
Do I like K-pop? Yes.
Level of power where you even that's as basic a trick as any.
My biggest problem with K-pop, or frankly any song, is if I can't understand it, it's harder for me to like it, because I think it's important to me what the words mean. However, I generally do like the sound of K-pop songs. I just heard one earlier that I really liked. I think it's popular because it came from a TV show or something, but it sounded really good. I actually was listening to a little bit of BTS earlier too. Destroy them all within 15 seconds. Alright, we did it. Oh, again. Okay. Destroy 900 crystal columns. Hello? I don't think we're gonna destroy 900 of them. I'm gonna be very honest with you all. How does this resolve itself? Because I'm quite certain I do not destroy 900 of them. Okay. What's your music taste? You have to destroy 900 though. You stop right there, Toxic. Oh, okay. We advance time so I don't have to sit here and destroy them all in front of y'all's faces. We did it. My music taste is pretty varied. Destroy them all quickly. Restarted. I only saw 10. You stop right there. Sad boy hours. That's true. I do listen to a lot of what I would call sad boy hours. That's what Maddie calls it, like depression music. Which could mean a variety of things. It can mean songs that are just sad, just plain sad, or highlight like those kind of concepts. But I listen to more music than that. But that is a powerful one. For the most part, my music taste is pop music. Really, I listen to just about anything. The Weeknd, I do like The Weeknd. I do like The Weeknd. Not the biggest rap fan typically. Although I did just go to a rap concert recently. But he's more power rap. I don't know what to call it. Not really the typical kind of rap scene. Alright. Destroy them quickly. Wish me well. Let's go. Funnily enough, I was going to go to the Weeknd concert, I would say like 3 years ago.
Stay calm. Use your head.
Like 3 years ago, I was going to go to the Weeknd concert. Yes, Connor Price is who I went and saw. But I was going to see the Weeknd concert, like, not 3, it was probably more than 3 years ago now. 4 years ago? Yeah, maybe it was probably closer to 4 years ago. 4 years ago, right? But the reason I was going to go was because some of the friends I had at the time wanted to go because Doja Cat was going to be his opener. And they loved Doja Cat. Loved her. And so I was like, I'm down to go. And when they were discussing the upcoming concert, they were kind of like, can't wait to see Doja. And then one girl was like, when the Weeknd's up, I'm going to have my DS out and not pay attention. And like, I didn't really say too much at the time, but like, I was thinking to myself, like, I kind of like the Weeknd's music. Like, I don't know if I would do all that. And actually, funnily enough, I wasn't the biggest fan of Doja. Like, Doja sounds good. A lot of her topics, I'm not, like, I don't really vibe with as much. So, like, especially now that I'm, like, through that time. But anyway, there y'all go. And then Doja ended up canceling and not going on that tour. So then they were all selling their tickets. So then I was trying to sell my tickets too because I wasn't going to go to a concert alone. But yeah. But yeah, I went and saw Connor Price. Love Connor Price. So if you ever hear me talk about rap music, that's typically more in line with like maybe what I mean. Like I love dancing and I love beats that I can move and dance to. But typically I'm going to want to listen to things that I'm going to like vibe with. That's why depression music is a kind of typical one because I feel those emotions and feelings in those songs usually. Which isn't to say I can't hear them in happy songs, but there's a lot of rap music that I'm never going to be the audience for, and that's okay. You know what I mean? So, all right, y'all. Sorry, we keep getting on tangents. I'm never going to get through this training and stuff. Also, hello. Hi, Toxic. Come in here like that. I'm redoing. I'm going to do 47 of these for you. Just for you. Not because Skirk told me I had to. I'm actually kind of glad I have Pyro Traveler on because she makes this a little easier. Too bad I don't generate particles because I could throw my burst in. Look-y wanted to be slightly toxic. Only slightly? I couldn't tell. I like how the progression of that was like break 10 of them, break 8 or break 900 of them, break 13. I can't remember the other number, and then 47. Oh, not us changing. Did we change to the prototype Rancor? Is that what we're wielding right now? We're not wielding the dual sword like we used to always do. But we're also not wielding the weapon I was wielding, which was the Skyward Pride, I think. Now we're wielding the prototype Rancor. What's up? We have 50. Toxic, you sit down right now.
This moment will be frozen in time.
This moment will be frozen in time. Cut to the chase. Where's the Cosmo moment?
Moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person.
You sit
And
down.
Ask yourself, what lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? What's their state of mind as they maneuver their weapon? Now take that. And
No.
practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength.
Step on up. Dance with the waves.
Cosmo! He's not poised. Ah! I'm so sad. He's not poised. Mark Wynn, where are you? No. No. Nah.
To tire. Empty your mind, but do not stop. Stay in that frame of
I'm
mind.
so
as you keep
sad.
up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements.
We need to listen. We need to listen to our daily Cosmo voice line because of that.
Wield your arms, hands,
Prep yourselves. Prep your. Look how cute. He's so cute. Cosmo's my favorite. He is. I've never heard Xing Cho say that lead up.
White heron treads water, a sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art.
All right, hold on. We gotta listen to our Cosmo voice line because here it is. Y'all ready?
The wind has ceased. The world is silent, so now is the best time to rest well. See you tomorrow.
He will. He will see us tomorrow. I do my little daily visit every day. All right, anyway. Love Kazuha. Look, Maddie got me this right here. It's Kazuha. You know, I can't see him from back there, but he's over there. He's there. I can't believe we're wielding the... This is the prototype Rancor, right?
Looks like you've made some real progress.
Awesome.
Progress.
Knew you could do it.
How do you feel? As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But you were so
Go get some sleep.
Me.
Doing the same very soon.
You keep on working. I'm gonna take a nap.
So I can get this investigate.
Hold on. Yeah, I wield... Oh, I said Skyward Pride. I give her the Skyward Blade, but she just, in that cutscene, had prototype Rancor, which I do have. On hit, normal or charge attacks increase attack and defense. It doesn't seem like the worst thing you could give her. Alright, anyway. Time to take a nap. Alright, everyone. Hydrate or die straight. That one was for Maddie. My nose itches. I feel like this room is dusty. Sometimes when I'm in here too long. Just get itchy nose. Alright, we're about to start the dream sequence. I need to, like, open my door and get air in here. What? No water near me? Go get some! It's so warm in here. All right. Get the air going. All the way in the break room. I believe in you. I believe in you. Strange creature. Oh, look how cute. You're so cute. Look how cute. Get someone break in 10. Okay. You better. Hydrate or dihydrate.
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again?
Cause he's a crabby old man.
Then you have to hydrate again.
He's a boring
I'll think about it.
man. I don't like going to his classes.
Not this representation of them.
You shouldn't talk about your teacher like.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point, but I'd still love to hear about what you got up to.
I went diving and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb though with that.
Ain't no way.
Head. I tried to. Oh, and today I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as.
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on.
Wait! Put on a coat at least. You'll catch a cold. You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived.
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite.
Interesting. Interesting. Seeing Skirk's, I'm out. Oh, okay. The weather is wonderful today. A little warm for me.
Shimmer high above. But what lies beyond the stars? Mountains as far as the eye can see. An endless. Can't be the only one asking these questions. I'm sick of being a kid. But for now.
Huh? What's over there? Well, these are all her thoughts as she's on her walk. Something's going on.
Don't let a single one of them get away!
No, please spare the children.
Uh-oh.
Stay back.
They're coming! Run! Eliminate the threat. Take them down.
Scared.
This way!
Hello?
Never make it! Fire. There's fire everywhere.
Here comes the sad part.
Shouldn't have trusted these outsiders.
Uh-oh.
Why are you doing this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink. Showed you the pet.
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain,
Uh-oh.
3 is clear and we have.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command. No one.
Is this the first people coming to the
Rest
Americas?
assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages and burn their entire civilization.
Ain't no way.
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct? What's their status?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back.
Ain't no way.
Be doing much more fighting. They're to prevent them from making some kind of last stand. We're planning to clear out the.
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer.
Ain't no way. Smells like something's burning. What's going on? Yikes.
Dad? Mom? Skirk! You're...
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you...
What happened?
This is the place.
Run, Skirk! Run as far... Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face. My clever girl. So cute.
Whenever you miss, remember, life. Break down the door. Look what we have here.
Hello?
You! Stop singing! Shut it! I said shut it or I'll make you!
Hello? I'm on sparkling in the background. Not her eating her fingers. Does she have a ukulele?
You're awake. I found a few clues while you were asleep.
Can I get this as a piece for Traveler to wear?
Stage of your trip. This time, the focus is elemental energy.
So since we don't know what dream she stepped into in Traveler's mind, she might not know what dream we stepped into.
Man, staying in the abyss, no day and no night. Well, except for the fact that Paimon still.
The way I see it, the first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how the natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. Abyssal power, yes. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These two forms a keen observation track. Call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it. It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing.
What did she? Who told her that?
But is purification really what's going on there? Just thinking out loud. True growth comes from adversity, but only if you. So, it's time to push yourself. Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Oh, we're doing where y'all going? Come here.
Windblade.
I don't really know how to take care of these guys now. Oops, I did not need to heal, but I guess we're healing now. It's a lot easier to defeat the Electro ones.
Windblade. Yeah.
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
Prepare to be blown away.
We trained each one, ending with Hydro.
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes. Faster. Don't Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Water jet!
I forgot that this takes up health, doesn't it?
Go!
Oh no, they attacked me. We did it. Hello. Is that too far? Wow. We're on our way. How is she switching her elements, though? She can't do that unless she's at their statues.
Special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision. It means your aspirations
Switch at will? Are they going to give me the power to switch my element at will? Because...
So be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own path.
let me switch my element at will. Not flourishing like foliage. I like how this didn't include pyro.
Very good.
How come I can't do that?
Reached a deeper level of connection with the long enough for you to lose yourself in your training. Get some rest.
All right, how much more scary dream can we see? So cute. Break time? Drink up. Agua, agua, agua. How much longer? I really need to go to bed soon, but I'm trying to finish the story. So probably when I finish the story. I'm hoping I finish it soon. I think this is the only thing I have left to do today in Genshin.
What is the secret to power? Longing. Hatred. The fear of losing those you love. Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment. That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve.
Oh, it hurts. Daddy, mommy. Yikes. What a rough childhood, huh?
Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted.
But, Master, I can barely lift the...
So it has not broken. Then pick up your sword and keep practice after all.
Yikes. I can't breathe. Everything's gone black.
Good, Skirk. Once again,
Cold.
These are signs that you are each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed.
Yikes.
Each time I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. but you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotions.
Yikes.
Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away
Ew.
the rotten parts of your flesh.
Ew.
Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training whenever. So, wanna head over?
One second, y'all. My computer is going so slow. I'm gonna join your cord. May it dim you on DM you. DM you. Did you join? Well, when you join, I have to let you in anyway. We got a Pokemon in Poke 2, which I have not seen in a long time. You got it right. Earbuds got a charge, so can't really hear you just in case you're offline when I'm back. Hang in there. But yeah. Join the Discord. Someone just joined the other day. I forget who just joined the other day. Oh, Commute Fungus. Duh.
From your training so far, you have gained a better command of the sword. That's only part of it. Now, it's time to focus on how you reacted. Ready?
No.
Not bad. Just like your brother. That reminds me.
Girl, she made you lower your guard. Why would you fall for that?
Hey, no fair.
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their strong emotions will always arise in combat. Anxiety. How amusing. Almost, but you don't. Let's begin. Try to use This is your final training session. Look alive.
I'll consider looking alive.
But this time, I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Oh, we're using a Hydro one.
Go! Water jet! Water jet!
I would prefer to be using my Pyro one, but alright.
Go!
Not bad.
We did it! BRB? Alright, I'll be here probably because this doesn't feel like it's over yet. I must have missed the last Pokemon, huh?
You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your remote.
Hardening up our traveler. A battle-hardened warrior.
Is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy. You must learn to shut out all
Not
the
Sir to
endless
Loki, the
emotion.
foul.
Crush the self that makes you.
Stop. Let's pause here. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can... Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. You managed to push past your limits, which is a good start.
We get a treasure chest. Oh yeah. I wonder how close to this ending I am. Hold on. I gotta let Kai into the server. We're missing stuff.
Skirk is amazing.
She got hurt though,
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the... I heard Master suffered a grave injury once, too.
Incredible.
Yikes.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light? Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire?
Yikes.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the...
Yikes.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past and become...
Run, Skirk.
Yikes. Yeah, I was gonna say, this looks like
First things first,
Alice's
you'll
setup.
need a new identity. Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do. Now, as the Conrian saying goes, venturing out.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet.
Ah, splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but ignore her existence for too long, and there will...
When will we meet Alice, y'all? So many questions. Look at this fish. I want some fish. Did I eat dinner? I did eat dinner. Had to think about it.
You're awake! You must be starving, right? Ta-da! Of course you are! That's why... Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough...
Here's an idea. Let's...
Give me that headpiece for Traveler.
Okay.
Oh, she took it off.
Hi, monster.
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. You and I might never meet again, traveler. Okay, not the angle I was expecting.
We can tell she's not.
You ask that.
I mean, beyond just her, like, stories and stuff, it seemed pretty obvious she wasn't to me.
I knew that was a possible side effect. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen
I was like, I know she's not sharing these on purpose.
Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised, since you've seen what you've seen. No, I'm not from Tevat. I'm from a different planet.
I mean, she even kind of implied it when she was talking to Traveler about, like, visiting from somewhere else.
No, we're different in that respect. You're in.
I think you're also influencing it, girlfriend. What do you mean?
Opened the border between worlds, but this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast.
This isn't really Traveler's home either. Theoretically, she's gonna get her brother, and they're gonna keep world jumping.
To become strong for certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. Okay.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident but it's been years now.
Well, you're... Hey, Jack. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with... So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came. Children can't help but imitate their role models.
I guess that's why his his burst animation is the kind of pole arm weapon.
I will allow us to meet again. Unlike you, I have no
she
desire to
wields.
establish a connection with the world. Wake up your companion. Oh, and everything I just...
She's putting a lot of faith in me for someone that doesn't have a lot of faith in people. Everyone, hydrate. I was gonna come up with something else. Hydrate, don't procreate. I don't know, man. How many rhymes can I possibly come up with?
Just fall.
One of my coworkers likes to tell people before like a weekend, don't add or subtract from the population. My parents like to say, be good, be smart. And I like to tell them I'll be bad and dumb, but...
Merciless. Let's stir things up.
Can I use this to... There we go.
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place. You have some experience with abyssal dome.
Don't worry. Paimon's an expert at... Oh, but, that...
All right.
Who are we gonna fight, y'all? 10:16. Am I going to make good on time and be able to finish by 11? Fingers crossed. Oh, goodness. Alright, everyone. We're playing as Skirk and Traveler. Interesting. And to be honest, I don't really know how Hydro Traveler works that well.
Into the void.
Oh wait, can I just like keep running? Like, did I actually have to stop? Oh, yeah, I did.
Whoa! Look at all these spikes! Careful! Don't get hit! You know what? Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this!
Hey, what are you two doing? Dusty. Again, abandoned house. Let's press on. Mind to wield.
We're almost there, theoretically. I'm guessing this is the last little fight chamber thing.
Looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his high? Ugh! This fog is making it impossible to see it.
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler. The missing part of your... Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are...
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason.
Alright, very good. I feel like I've seen this from a movie. That kind of coming through that Avengers. When all the enemies are coming through the portals and stuff.
From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see.
Ooh. How come I can't do these cool things in the game myself? Was that my own fragment that was missing?
There. I got it back.
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Guerli Plains, you asked. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact, whatever that actually means. The fact it, namely, break through my defenses and steal my power.
It's her master.
No. You couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul frag. Call it fate if you want. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me a cope. Well,
A cope.
Good. How did you get the power of the
Aldebaran? Oh, of course!
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own You're desperate enough to scour the land for God remains in whatever which leaves one possibility. You know.
Well. Ooh, who is this?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew?
Look, it's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their keep calm and use reason to decide the wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come at you've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we can. Get us out of here, traveler. You'll need to lead the way.
Oh, okay. Bye, friends.
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor.
Oh, thought I was about to fall off and die.
We should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run!
Skirk's movements are a little more fluid and flowing than the Traveler.
Watch out! Looks like this place is about to collapse! So, this guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my
I
suspicions.
fight that enemy. I fought that enemy today.
In the first place.
I fight that enemy every week. We win? Is that the end of this quest line?
I no longer. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place. You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a...
Yeah. When we had our run...
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a safe... It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. But I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Exactly. Told me everything. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end.
No way! We can't leave...
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power.
But what if that month plus? How are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh. So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Fair enough. Then take this. The bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free.
It looks like a card deck, a TCG card deck box. Oh, we're not done yet though.
Somewhere she can rest.
By the way, what I'm getting from this. Oh, this is how we link back to Dr. Baiju. Hi, Buck Sunny. How are you?
Paimon gets the feeling Skirk wouldn't like being around a lot of people. Oh wait! Baiju said we could rest in the back room of the pharmacy, didn't he? Let's head there!
Dang.
Merciless.
That'll work. Almost done. What are you gonna do as soon as you're done? Go home, relax, throw a party, sleep. Week break is gone and went by too fast. Feel that.
Does she have a job or something?
Any break is too short. Burn my resin? Good idea.
Can you imagine? It would go something like, I'll be collecting my paycheck now, but... Oh, sure thing. Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did she do to get all this Mora?
Do you really not know she's there?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble.
You heard of it?
A sonorous voice like yours.
Not sonorous.
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
Frosty the Lavender Melon?
No. Sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that. Okay, fine. The truth is...
Ugh, I noticed there was only one bed.
Wait.
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest.
Lies.
I'm going to practice my sword work.
Fake.
Your shoulder. Hey, don't just lay. Whatever. Let her tire herself out. Let's get some sleep, traveler.
Quiet.
Ooh, we gonna go in her mind again?
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone.
I don't think any of them said that. In fact, her parents told her to run.
Fixed on your blade. You don't run. Skirk, run.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. Wait, Skirk? Have you been...
About 60%. Maybe
Okay,
70.
girlfriend.
Paimon thought it would take a...
No, not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, No, I need to meditate for the next 2 days.
Ooh, sounds intense.
Thanks.
Do we really have to sit here and wait 2 days? Okay. We're just gonna stand here. Welcome back. Still here because this is not over yet.
Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days. Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Be right back.
Ready for bed. I knew it. I was like, we gotta go back in. Told you it was long. The story. Am I near the end yet? I need to go to bed.
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world.
Hello.
This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is Actually, I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her. Call it fate if you want. Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to... Oh, you know that. This river represents strength accumulates over time. It is... But, as you can see, this river is... And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful...
You must learn to shut out.
This isn't my first taste of failure.
Oop. Yikes. Did I do her boss yet? We had a cutscene. You mean the cutscene?
The answer to one mystery, and let's follow the river upstream.
Come along. We gotta kill her boss? Oh no. Come along, friend. We got places to be, people to see. It's me.
I've always thought that, even when fall like meteors, you both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed, seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as...
now have what it takes to... No one can become a worthy warrior.
You wish me to travel the world?
Indeed. We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day...
Dang.
I will take...
Why?
I have told you before. You have tasted loss. But as living beings, we all have it. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the...
Yikes.
That is what Skirk's master. Of course, he could appear as a beast.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and... To do that, I need to follow in his...
I'll let you in on a little secret. The scope of his power is impossible to...
I've fought some pretty powerful things. How does he rank among them? Between 30 more to an hour left. Dang, we're about to power read these texts. Y'all, we're power reading.
We've made it quite a ways.
I have set your broken wrist. No tears this time.
Can I ask a question? I keep thinking.
I saved you because I have a... It has been too long.
I feel like he's just gonna use her.
So...
But I don't want to...
What you want matters among the boundless sea.
Yes, master.
From that day forward, after some time, it was not that he... I almost don't want to reach the end.
Wonder what happened to him? Sort of Logie? I figure Skirk's gonna kick his batushka.
What a simple and care. This is... There was so much... It was a spaceship.
La baby.
It arrived. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors. Everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms. No one had any idea. Skirk had skipped school that day.
Ooh.
Like so many times, countless people cried out to her. Their lives were discarded, like worthless. If Sertology hadn't been there in that...
Show off your build? For who? For Skirk? Aw, mine ain't anything good.
Because she and her people were... As the initial merchant ship explored the Further research revealed that, for that reason, the outsider's senseless, isn't it? If those with power get to decide good, no one wants to relive. Skirk is waiting over there. Let's go to her.
I wonder if I can show it now. Oh, rip. Yeah, my Skirk building anything. Nice. She's only in the top 52%. Like, she really isn't anything. What I need to raise is her crit dam and her attack some more. They're both a little low. I can drop this put of the mine. I literally just went and put new artifacts on her because she was literally top 92% before. Now she's top like 52%. She's still not that good.
So all this.
I have things to say. I want someone to witness our
I knew
reconciliation.
it. She is me. She is her.
Emotional self. All those rejected impulses. Those discarded aspects of your past.
Can you check for set? Oh, you can use the Akasha. It only works for people that upload their things though, so.
You're wrong. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason.
Man,
that doomed
Chrome runs like dog water on my computer right now.
The vastness of the universe renders
Can't even
everything
pull up the.
insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
All right, well, it's running like dog water. If you pull up the Akasha website, you can check. Yikes. Trying to switch to Chrome, but literally poo-pooed my computer. I don't even...
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past.
We're just going to pull Genshin back up.
Everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses.
The difference is that I'm doing what is... I allow you to exist, but I've shouldered everything you couldn't care.
That is the problem on the grand scale of the entire... Think back to those nights.
That's right. Don't kill your emotions, girlfriend. It lied to me. Yeah, it poo-pooed my computer for sure.
That isn't what we need.
Exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why we're...
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only...
And look around. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity. Now, the only things driving you...
Check on it next break.
Are fear.
And do you think that means I should seek help from a...
Thank you for saying that. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know that among the voices that haunt you, all those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt any.
I keep thinking,
Dang.
Maybe it would be better if I had died.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the...
She's cracking. The ice is cracking.
I'm sick of being a kid.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad dancing water. Said, I am not the dancing water. I should be thinking.
10:40. I'm trying to go to bed. Ooh. I don't have the website up, but
Heed my words, Skirk. Let
Yikes.
Did you
No.
survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey,
Crazy word?
doesn't have to
What?
be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Well, now it looks like a guitar, but when she was holding it, it looked more like a ukulele. If? I'm gonna guess no. That's pretty tough. I think it only reports back in whole percentages. Not the uwu. Why didn't it play? Hello?
Uwu?
Ain't no way. Hi, Allie. I think my top percent character is still like, I don't know, top 7% or something.
You saw my memories then. I once asked my master. He said no. But in a world without order, that's why, after hearing an idea that, one day...
Hello, Uwu.
One in which there would never be another tragedy like... But that means I must defeat... Yes. And not... Although his decision to train me was not made out of... I know. And it's not... He's no longer into that. But he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear, but maybe that means I do live in eternal
Beat him up. Beat him up.
Just like he said. Yes, I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready. Help me?
Yep. Off we go. 15 minutes. I need to go to bed. We're talking fast. We gotta go beat her master up.
Oh, you're finally awake. Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then you're both okay, right?
What does it look like?
Dang.
Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from...
Okay, so, but whatever. Paimon brought back ton.
All right. It's about...
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But the good news is, we have no...
Alright, are we getting to the final boss fight? I'm running. I'm running.
Bow your head.
Anyway, that's what the Nervalet's skill looks like. In case we forgot. I think you have to enter the domain first. I'm running. Look at me run. I'm sprinting. Let me bring my current team. Haters gonna hate.
The fog is gone.
Is this who we fight in the normal fight? No, we don't fight this guy.
Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl?
It's a subconscious instinct.
Oh,
And he-
I
then,
see.
He represents.
Okay. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to
Nervalette! Nervalette, please! I don't actually normally fight this with Nervalette because... This is the guy we fight in a normal fight.
Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
Oh, I'm supposed to attack the little nubbins. Hello? Thank you. Yay! Did we win? That fight really wasn't that bad. Why can't I wield all the elements? Like Traveler can in the cutscenes. Why do I have to go to the statues to learn the elements? Petition to add a quick switch element thing.
Haven't had enough of my power.
Like, imagine we're Traveler and we need a little hydro. And we switch to the pyro one. Ling! Hi, Ling! No, Ling, I was gonna raid you! Ling!
Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
There we go. How was your stream, Ling? How was your RuneScape? What were you doing today? You're still questing. I'm almost done! Look, I'm almost done! I'm literally going to bed as soon as this is done. Dang, this guy ain't shit.
Well, happy.
You saw that my such power.
This is one of the Conraya guys, right?
Battle instincts.
King Ling raid. How do you know? I don't know, because I just beat this guy's butt.
How long has it been?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds. Sorry. It's a lot to take in. This is the first time I've heard you.
Hundreds? Sounds like you and Master have.
Of course. Might as well. I was born. I trained the
Yikes.
sword.
Rough life for this man.
Defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw, over time, my heart hardened. We were similar in age, but different in background.
Yikes.
He was born in, yet he always wore a smile on his face. I still remember what he said to me.
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth some. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research. But after his grand endeavor was successful,
this planet no longer holds anything of interest to me. So I'm leaving.
So I'm leaving. Peace. Deuces. This was good. So sad that Dane's life wasn't voiced in the main quest. Is he not? No! Dane's life! Okay, Kazuha was not voiced in this either. And I was crying earlier. Those two things were not tied together, but still.
Since I can't die, it means I have
Release Mark Wynn. Bring him back to the table. We need his voice. Kazuha.
I cannot say when I will.
All I can do.
Wise indeed. Nor I. But Bedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe. You know as well.
I feel like I've read that name before, but maybe not. Stupid strike ruined so many people's careers. I know. I'm so sad. Baiji's voice actor still in. No, we have to count our victories for the voice actors that we can. You know.
Only the most. I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you were serious about getting stronger,
waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal. Already.
Your heart? That sounds like.
Because, of course.
So, you used the Kirk even with that whale's ability. Devouring power like that is not, but that is not the path to strength. You're
right. I should have known better, but I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together.
After the
Sir Tologi's disciple. I know what he's like. He rules.
His voice? Baiju. Wait. What did I say earlier? Baiju's still voiced.
All the while, standing ever out of reach.
Dr. Baiju.
Mountain climbers in the dark. Never.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. Besides, after hearing your story.
Oh.
Since you're his friend, the first time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my pet, but when you had to devote all your strength fighting me.
Don't think. No, Changshan was not.
Joy and passion emanating from your blade.
Changshan was not.
It was the joy of a researcher
Unfortunately.
The world. The joy of an artist.
Just Baiju.
Uncovering it.
Interesting. You're right.
Exactly. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength. Unlock the extent.
It's so funny. Why does Child sound just like these same ideologies? So crazy.
After which, all for that very reason, good.
Perhaps.
Wonder where he gets it from.
Perhaps. What a battle.
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity. Sir Tologi once offered to free me from this curse.
I can, but not through death. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, but it will be a time-consuming and painful process.
I accept. I have faith if we are climbers in the door.
I will reach the top of this mountain.
I have this feeling we're never gonna see this fight between Skirk and the Fowl.
Will be my witness.
I feel like there's a lot of things from stories in the past that we're just never gonna see come to fruition. You know?
Let's get out of here.
Max 2 patches, either get people back or new people. Really? Think it'll be that soon? I guess Hoyoverse has had a really long time to get to that point. It just feels like that's so fast. I'm trying to think of all the people we know are like consistently still voiced right now, besides obviously the newest characters. I don't think Risley's is gonna change, just because of all the stuff we've seen from his voice actor, Joe. Who else?
More confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger.
Oz. I feel like I've heard Oz in something post all that. I can't think of all the characters we know
Yes. The power scoff.
as voiced.
It's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone.
I suppose it's because
Patches are a month or so. Yeah. 6 weeks essentially. So I guess you're right. If we're saying each patch is 6 weeks, we're talking like 3 months.
Not real. And yet
Trying to get voiced by the anniversary. That's fair. Yeah, you're right.
and enjoy them.
So we should be seeing the summer patch. The next patch? Or maybe the one after.
Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe.
No, the next patch should be the summer patch.
Volition or not.
Whatever the summer patch will be. And then you're right, anniversary should be the one after that.
Will taste life's bitterness.
I think.
Yet through hardship, though we gaze upon a false sky.
Awika comes out tomorrow afternoon. It's true. Are you rolling for Mawika or Emily? Either or. Or the weapons.
This is all going over Paimon's head ever since we met. She has filled Paimon's days with if it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. We've met so many amazing friends.
I suppose when it comes to you, well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotion, I suppose fate will decide. Regardless, reunions and parties.
I feel like we're never gonna see her fight with Sortologi.
One without war, pain.
Spend my money on getting Shenhe and her weapon. Finally, after years. Mawika and who else? Emily. I think it's Emily, right? Emily's on the banner as well.
Goodbye, traveler. Remember.
Emily's the perfume maker.
Is it just Paimon? Or is she being nicer? Hey!
She's tapped into her emotions.
There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our...
Yeah. On the dot, like 11 o'clock. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, it should be Emily up on the docket. Our perfume maker from Fontaine. We did it. Yay. What do we get in our bag for this? Oh, we did get the instrument. Euphonia. We did get the instruments. We can use that in our instrument playing now. Nice.
A little amuse-bouche.
Wow. Check your notes tab. No. Oh, I still have TCG stuff to do. Oh, nice. But here's what I wanted them to give us, which we already knew they weren't going to. You know what I wanted them to give us? The wearable piece. So that the traveler could wear the piece. We already knew that wasn't going to happen, but also look how cute the Fontaine cake is. So cute. So cute. All right, anyway.
Know of any new
I need to go to bed. Tired. I don't know what I'll do tomorrow on stream. Probably just my Abyss. I need to knock that out. But hey, we finished that in time for the rewards. You know? Alright, well, with Lane not here anymore, your birthday passed. It sure did. With Lane not streaming right now. Gotta see who else is on. Oh my gosh. Okay, live. Whew. We got Jade or Drag. Both on. I want to do a Jade raid. Oh, raid Kai. We can raid Kai. Did I miss him? Oh, he is on. It's because I was looking specifically at Genshin. We can raid Kai. Y'all want to see a little Dead by Daylight? Apparently he's playing Huntress, it looks like. Not Genshin, but if y'all were here for the full 3.5 hours, we may be a little Genshin tapped anyway. DM you tomorrow since you're about to sleep. Have a good sleep. Maybe ask. Who do I need to ask that to? What are we asking? I think I opened the server for you. Oh my gosh, you should be able to see the server now. Asking if they can DM you? Oh, I mean, you can find my Discord.
Silence.
Which I think you can. Because I think I added you to the Discord. Oh, go ahead. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My stream just said mega big lag spike. Even though it doesn't look like it did. Alright, anyway. What am I doing? Let me check my teapot real quick. Wait, then we could raid Kai. Like I said, he's playing Dead by Daylight. But we did just do a mega big story arc in Genshin anyway, so. He's playing Huntress. Doing some Huntress gameplay. I haven't played Dead by Daylight in a hot minute. In a hot minute. Oh my goodness. Hi everyone. But yeah, I'll probably get on tomorrow and just do the Abyss. You post the link in chat. It might not bring me. What link to what? Alright. Oh, to Kai's. Hold on. To Kai's stream. What am I doing? That's not what I meant to do. I meant to go talk to Tubby real quick. And then go check my little flowers I'm growing in my teapot. Goodness. Wait. No, I don't need to claim my furnishings. I want to buy my little... Buy this. I guess I can buy this too. This week. Alright. Let me go check my plants.
If you ever had...
My game is dying on me. It's ready for me to go to bed. Oh, apparently we're skipping mad frames. I can feel it. My computer is like dying on me. We're just throwing whatever I can find in because, man, I don't know what's happening. All right. With that, let's catch this zigzagoon. Why are you growing things in your teapot? I don't know, for fun. I was growing some of the resources we needed for characters from Nadlin. Now I just sometimes grow whatever. All right, let's switch over. Eventually. My computer is mega running slow, y'all. I don't know what's up. It's just like it heard I'm going to bed. It's ready. All right. We're going to raid Kai. Let's do a closing affirmation here real quick. All right. Today's closing affirmation is... It's telling you to sleep. I know, it sure is. It's crying. You must learn to love yourself for the totality of who you are and not just what you look like. Portia de Rossi. That's actually Ellen DeGeneres' wife, but wrong one. This one. There you go. There you go. All right, let's set up the raid. We are raiding Kai. See if I typed it right. There y'all go. Like I said, he's playing DBD right now. And not Genshin, but if you stuck through the full arc of that Skirk story for me, you might need a break from Genshin. Alright, y'all. Good night, good night, good night. I should be here tomorrow. And I should be here to do the Abyss, probably. And go to sleep. Hopefully it brings me good luck. I believe. Good night.